Good evening, YouTube. We have won back-to-back league games at the start of a season for the first time in a decade. Unai Emery's Red Army is in full flow at the moment. We're looking good, I can't lie. We're defending all right. Little bit iffy going forward with the final ball and stuff like that. But it's 2 wins out of 2. We're currently sat top of the table. Well, we're probably not now because the Premier League's other fixtures, the 3 o'clocks, are in action. Probably just finished, if I'm being honest. I haven't seen any of the results. So while we're on one air, let's have a look at the Premier League fixtures. Premier League results. Let's have a quick look at the results. Liverpool won 2-1 against Southampton. Who scored for them? Firmino and Mane. Shock. Danny Ings score for them. Brighton, my manager Graham Potter got a 1-1 draw at home to West Ham. Everton beat Watford. Okay, who scored? Bernard. It's all going well. Norwich beat Newcastle. Wow. John Joe Shelby. Wow, they were 3-0 up. Jesus Christ. I can't pronounce that guy's name. Pookie. I don't know. Anyway, he bagged a hat-trick. So fair play to him. Who else? Villa lost at home to Bournemouth. D. Luiz scored for Villa. That's not David Luiz, is it? But yeah, they won they had 22 shots, Villa, and scored 1 goal. And then obviously I'm doing a live watch-along in half an hour on this channel with my boy Guna Eagle Eye. We're going to be doing the watch-along for Man City against Tottenham. And Chisel Maestro, I will use God's name any way I want, my friend. So yeah, Jesus Christ. It's all good. But listen, let's get into the player ratings. Let's get into the player ratings, and we'll get through these as quick as we possibly can. Obviously, YouTube ain't sending out notifications again. Thanks for that. Only 40 people watching. Appreciate that. Thank you, YouTube. Please start fixing up and doing your jobs properly. But yeah, let's start off with Bernd Leno. Let's start off with him. And I'd say that he had a fairly comfortable game. Like, punched too often for me. I don't like this punching. It's a continental style of goalkeeping, of punching. I don't like the passing out when you split the 2 centre-backs to the edge of the 6-yard box. That invites pressure. But all in all, I think he done really well. He made a mad save, which eventually ended up being offside, but he weren't to know that. And all in all, a solid game. I can't fault him for the goal. It took a deflection to get to where it ended up with Ashley Barnes. So for me, 7 out of 10. Let's move on to Maitland-Niles at right back. As good as he was last week, I think he looked a little bit burnt out and didn't really do it for me going forward. Defensively, I thought he was sound, but going forward, his crossing was pony today. So I'm going to give him a straight 6. Let's move on to Monreal on the other side. Again, crossing was dead, absolutely dead. And it's a shame because I think I've said this many times, I think that that he's been our most consistent player since we signed him. But he's done. We need somebody. Well, I can't wait for Tierney to come in, put it that way. For me, again, a straight 6. That's not saying he had a bad game, but he didn't have a good game, if that made any sense whatsoever. Let's go into our centre-back pairing. We'll start off with Socrates. I thought he was good today. Up for the physical battle, we already know that. I think that other than the one time that Ashley Barnes actually got in and scored, I thought him and David Luiz marshalled that back line very well today. I'd say that Socrates would be 7. I'd go 8 with David Luiz. I thought he was the best defender on the pitch. And well done to him as well, because listen, that was his debut today, his home debut, his full debut. And he was composed, he was cool. He pinged a lovely ball to Aubameyang, who miscontrolled it. And he made sure that everyone was in the same line. You know, it was like watching Arsenal of old, you know, all in a line. There was a couple of times Socrates ducked out of that line and he told him, come on, mate, get back in position and stuff like that. And towards the end of the game, there was a corner they had and it looped up and he just headed it straight over our bar just to get it out. Don't take any risks. Don't take no chances. And I thought he had a superb debut. So 8 out of 10 for David Luiz. Let's move on to midfield. Let's move on to the main man of the match by a country mile. I'd go 10 out of 10 for S.Teov. I thought he was absolutely superb. 2 assists, not that I count them, but some of you guys do. His attitude from start to finish was what I want to see from an Arsenal player. If you're going to have a game of football, that is what I want to see every week from every single player on the pitch. Put absolutely everything into your game. And if you walk off the pitch and you've lost, at least you gave everything. And he gave everything today, and rightly so. He got man of the match. He was superb. And he had a couple of decent efforts that just whistled over the bar. His all-round gameplay was getting repeated fouls on him. And the tempo went through him. It was like watching Santi Cazorla. I can't lie. He was absolutely class today. And long may that continue as well. And it's just a shame we can't sign him at the end of the season. We ain't got that clause in the contract. If we did, we'd be getting ourselves a bargain for £40 million. But by the end of the season, if he carries on like that, it'll probably end up being about £80 million, and we won't buy him. So it's not great in terms of that, but you never know. Next season, we might have him full-time. Anyway, let's move on to Gjorgjievski. I don't think he was that bad today. A lot of people were criticising him. I thought he was really good. I thought the tempo went through him and S.Teov. They kept it ticking. I thought he went forward very well. He defended very well. His passing was crisp. He's never afraid to get stuck in. I thought he was really good. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10 as well. Joe Willock, as good as he was against Newcastle, didn't really look on it today. I'm surprised he played the full 90 minutes. But that's not taking anything away from him. I thought he tried hard. He just looked knackered. And I'm surprised Emery kept him on. But you can never fault his desire and his work rate. He's always trying, regardless. And that's what you want to see. Like I said, very much like S.Teov. If you give everything, the fans will never criticise you. It's as simple as that. And for me, I'll give Willock 6. I wanted to mark him up a little bit higher than that, but I don't think it's justified, if I'm being honest. Let's move on to Reiss Nelson. Sadly, I thought he was the worst player at the starting 11. I thought that he didn't quite get into it today, and I don't know what's wrong with him, and there's still time to loan him out. Let's not forget this. So, yeah, I think that, listen, he scored a great goal, and that linesman guessed. Yeah, there's no way that linesman knew that was offside with Monreal when he passed it into him. But that was a fantastic finish, and it's a shame for him because I really want him to do well at Arsenal. He's an Arsenal boy. He's come through the youth setup, but it just ain't quite happening. And like I said on Guna Eagle Eye when I did the player ratings with him, with Chig earlier, I look at him and Willock, and Willock's taking his chance right now. I don't see Nelson doing that. And he came off in the end at half-time with an injury. He had an ice pack on at half-time, sat on the bench. And I just hope he's all right. Listen, I want him to do well. I think he's got so much talent, but he just ain't grabbing the games by the scruff of the neck at the minute. So yeah, for me, I give him a 5. Let's move on to the bad men up front, the 2 strikers. We'll start off with Lacazette. He scored the first goal. I thought his work rate was really good. I thought, you know what you get with Lacazette. You always know that he's going to go out there and give absolutely everything. Whether it happens or not, he will always try. And he can't be faulted again today. I thought he was superb. His goal was wow. Like you're on the deck, you're flopping around like a fish that's just been caught on a hook, yeah. And you still have the composure to. You still have the. You joker. You still have the composure to put that through the goalkeeper's legs and score that goal. Yeah, for me, 8 out of 10 for him. Absolutely brilliant again today. Aubameyang, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. He missed a couple of chances, but listen, his movement is ridiculous. His work rate again today, running up and down them wings by being played out of position. He then went up front. He missed a couple of chances, but listen, his goal, wow, what a finish. And when he's gliding across the pitch like that, it's just a joy to behold. You see him skipping across the park and you're just like, yep, that's my striker right now. And then to have the vision, the awareness to ping that straight in the bottom corner, big up to himself. And I'll give him an 8. Let's move on to the subs. I I'm going to start off with Lucas. No, we'll start off with Pepe. He came on first. Listen, my man sold Ben Mee dreams, man. Ben Mee's missus has fully packed up her bags and booked a cab. She's leaving him right now. How are you getting nutmegged on halfway, bruv? Yeah, literally, he ain't even looking at you. He spins and nuts you in one movement. Late as Ben Mee. See you later. And I thought he was class, man. I'm kind of gutted. He looked a little bit rusty in the final ball. But I think that you can see there's a real talent there, and I'm so excited to see this guy in an Arsenal shirt. So I'm going to give him a 7. He tried hard, didn't quite happen. He should have passed better passes into Aubameyang a couple of times. It didn't quite happen for him, and I'm not going to diss him for that. I thought he was superb. He lifted the crowd. He lifted me. I was buzzing when he came on. I was literally pants down, mate, knocking one out. It was like, Jesus Christ, you just nuts Ben Mee, bro, for fun. It's just too easy. 7 out of 10. Let's go on to Lucas Torreira. I'm going to give him a 5. I don't think he was on the pitch for long enough. And I think that he worked hard. I like the fact that at the end, him and Leno were rolling around on the floor, wasting time with the referee standing there looking over, and Mike Dean was like, I know you two are taking the piss, yeah, but I'm fully going to allow it. So I don't think he was on for long enough to get a big score, but I'll give him a 5. Same for Kolasinac, 5. Didn't really do a great deal. Made one catastrophic fuck up, but then we ended up clearing it, so it didn't matter. Going forward, should have whipped the ball into the box quicker, and he was offside in the end. Should have been looking down the line a little bit better. As for the manager, I'm going to give him a 9. I love his energy. I think he's absolutely superb on that touchline. The fact that his substitutions are always positive, always looking to go on the front foot. Obviously, his hand was forced a little bit when Reece went off and he had to bring Pepe on. But he could have quite easily gone with Kolasinac or Torreira, and he didn't. He went with the main man. He went with a £72 million man. So, yeah, it was good. That gave the fans a lift. That gave the players a lift, I think, because, listen, I don't even know what Pepe's going to do. I don't even think he knows what he's going to do. So, yeah, it was good. And all in all, we won the game. First time we have won our first 2 games of the season for 10 years. Be careful what you wish for, they said. Well, I'm buzzing right now. We've got Aubameyang, Lacazette and Pepe as a front 3. We've got Ceballos running games left, right and centre. And we look decent defensively. So I'm happy right now. Anyway, I'm going to answer a couple of comments. I'm not going to do too many because in 20 minutes time, I still haven't eaten today. So I need to eat something very quickly. In 20 minutes time, I'm doing a live watch along on this channel with Chig. We're going to do a watch along for the Man City versus Tottenham game. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Turn the bell on. Like I said, YouTube's not sending out notifications, hence why this stream has only got 230 people watching it. Please do stick a thumbs up. Let's check the FIFA channel out. See if that's surpassed 1,000 subs yet. Let's have a look. How's that gone through 1,000? 1,001. Big up yourselves. That link is in the description as well. So go subscribe to that. And let's read a couple of these out. It's freezing where I am, says Omar. I hope you enjoyed your holiday, mate. I hope you had a good time. Pepe was excellent until the pass to Aubameyang, says Jack. Listen, I don't know. Look, he needed to put a bit more on that. He didn't. What will the score be for the Liverpool-Arsenal game? Says Mimax2 phone. You'll find out next week, Friday, when I do my preview, my friend. Olamid, I hope I pronounced your name right. Thank you, my friend, for the like. Chris says draw. Love your channel, Lee, says Joe Soon, Kin Soon. Jesus, these names. Where do you make these names up from, man? Or is that genuinely your name? But thank you. But yeah, listen, I'm going to get myself out of here. I'm going to go and eat some dinner because I'm starving hungry. And I'll be back in 18 minutes for another watch along. Hopefully we see Man City take the wholesale piss out of Tottenham and pull their pants down and give them a right good penetrating. Anyway, laters, peeps.